I have been looking into some things on these conspiracies on YouTube and the internet in general. And I'm definitely not a conspiracy type person. I don't subscribe to a lot of these things, but however, there are some things in the Bible that indicate that the mystery of iniquity doth already work, 2 Thessalonians 2:7. And as I was looking into this, if you've watched any of these videos of sermons I have on here, you know that I am a King James supporter. And one of the things I noticed was I was doing research on the law of first mention, which, as many of you know, the law of first mention states that the first time a word appears in the scripture, how that word is used sets the tone, associations, and basic meaning of the word through the rest of the scriptures. So a lot of times we can glean some insight from the law of first mention of how the Bible itself first handles a word. And I was looking up the word conspiracy. Interestingly enough, in the NIV, which I do not endorse or support, in Isaiah 8:12, they have entirely changed the meaning of the verse. In the NIV, it says, "Do not call conspiracy everything this people calls a conspiracy. Do not fear what they fear, and do not dread it." So, if you were just to read that verse out of the NIV, you would say, oh, well, don't call all this stuff a conspiracy because it's just, you shouldn't fear this. It's all just, just made up. You could use that verse to say that all these conspiracy theories are bunk, they're meaningless, don't be afraid of it, don't give it another thought. However, they have completely changed the verse. In the King James, it says, do not call this confederacy, talking about the confederacy of people who were against them. It does not say conspiracy. And I got to thinking, if you read Gail Riplinger's book, New Age Bible Versions, the NIV is given a perfectly wide open door to negate anything somebody might preach on the mystery of iniquity and how this world works and how they're trying to usher in the coming of the Antichrist. So yeah, I know some people don't like Gail Riplinger and they've pointed out some errors in her book, but even if 50% of her book was completely wrong, the other 50% can't be ignored. And these new Bibles are definitely new agey. They definitely support the New World Order. They definitely denigrate Christ. They definitely ignore many major Bible doctrines about the blood of Christ, about his deity, about the Trinity, about on all kinds of things. But that's not what this is about. In the King James Bible, the very first time that the word conspire or conspired appears is in Genesis 37:17, when Joseph's brethren conspired against him. Now, Joseph in the scriptures is a clear type of Christ. The first mention of the actual word conspiracy is in 2 Samuel 15:12, when Absalom, who is a clear type of the Antichrist, conspired against King David, who is a clear type of Christ. So, the mystery of iniquity, ever since Genesis, when you have the seed of the woman is going to be in conflict with the seed of the serpent, you have had the mystery of iniquity running parallel with the mystery of godliness. And you can read all kinds of books. You can read about Baal worship. You can read about Babylon. You can read about Alexander Hislop's The Two Babylons with the Roman Catholic Church. I mean, there's all kind of ways that the mystery of iniquity has worked throughout the centuries to bring about the Antichrist.